Princess K talk show, which talks about relationships, life, and how we handle life in general. And it's just a whole different talk show which talks about general things about life and relationships, and health as well. So today we'll be talking about causes of divorce, and last week we spoke about infidelities and how to the beauties and dangers of marriage. We spoke about that, and today we'll be talking about what causes divorce between married couples, and the red flags and everything that we should all look through. So I'm gonna just express about 6 points, but I'll try and make it quick so I don't draw on my time too much. I have a time limit, and I don't want to bore you too much with too much information. I will try and expand on it so you can understand what I'm trying to talk about. So the number one cause is infidelity, right? Infidelity often starts as an innocent friendship, right, or an emotional friendship, and according to a relationship expert, it then starts as an emotional affair, and then which later then leads to a physical affair, which is the number one causes for divorce. And this is where communication comes in, because when things starts going wrong in your marriage, the best thing to do is to discuss it rather than result in infidelity, because it damages a whole lot of things. It poisons a whole lot of things in marriage, and divorces do affect children as well. So it will not only affect your husband, it would affect your children and how they see relationship in the future. It would even influence them on whether they should trust men or they should go, so it really affects them psychologically and emotionally and mentally as well. So we should always stick to communication first before having to sort out or result in an emotional affair, or just to damage it all, which isn't good. So the second cause is money. Money makes people behave funny, which is true. Or as saying goes, everything from spending habits to financial goals to one spouse making more money than the other can cause a power struggle or a strain on a marriage to a breaking point. And having a financial struggle can cause divorce. So money, as the Bible says, the love of money is the root of all evil. It's the love of money, not money itself, because money is good, but God does warn us that we shouldn't allow money to rule us in any way, shape, or form. That it could, money takes the attitude of the owner. So it takes your personality, and how you spend money, where you spend it, says a whole lot about who you are, and it can affect a relationship, except when you are in a relationship or when you're in a serious marriage. It can affect that, especially when maybe one spouse is spending money on looking good, whether it's the man or woman, and the other is like, well, you need to put money into this and put money into that. And again, this is where communication comes in. You have to sit down before getting married. If you're looking to get married, have that conversation before that comes up in marriage, because all these you need to speak about before going into it. It's very important. So the third causes of divorce is, I've spoke about it before, is lack of communication. This is a big one, right? Good communication is the foundation of a strong marriage. Yelling at each other, saying nasty words to express yourself isn't healthy either. Poor communication is one of the biggest reasons for divorce. Now, it's like, when you have a daughter and you want to say something to her, when you have a son or a best friend even, you want to say something to them, the best thing to do is to have a conversation with them, is to communicate with them, because they can't read your mind. They're not mind readers. That's why communication is very crucial. It's critical if you want your relationship to be sustainable. Because I'm telling you, communicating about every little thing is so important, because then you guys can be able to work it out, talk about it, and then think about other options. You can express options for you guys to talk about it and then work on it. That's why communication is key, because if you guys start not talking to each other, it will cause a whole lot of problems. Okay, so let me see how many points. Okay, so the fourth point is constant argument without having any resolvement. Couples who seem to keep having the same argument over and over again often do because they feel they are not being heard or appreciated, right? Many find it hard to see the other person's point of view, and which is true, right? Which leads to a lot of arguments without ever coming to a conclusion. Now, it's very, very important that sometimes when we're arguing, it's like when we're listening to somebody, there's two ways of listening. Some people listen to listen and understand and take in what the other person is saying, whereas the second form is listening, and we listen to reply. And I know this because I do it sometimes. I'm guilty of it. We listen to reply. We don't actually listen to what the person is actually saying and how they feel and their emotions and how it's affecting them. But we listen because we're waiting for our own reply instead of actually listening to what the person wants to say. And that is where breach of communication causes in relationships and marriages, especially if the other person is selfish and doesn't want to hear what the other person have to say, like, no, but this and that. And there's some people in this world that are narrow-minded. They want to see things their own way. It's their own viewpoint. And I'm sorry, those kind of people will not last in relationships, because it's just like hitting a brick wall with them whenever you have a conversation with them. And that is not a good look on marriage. It will crumble very easily and very quickly. So, final point. There's more points, but I'm just trying to shorten it down because of my time limit. So, the fifth point is weight gain. This is also a big issue as well. Weight gain can cause the partner to lose interest in them and not being physically attracted to them, while for others, which leads to self-esteem, then the issue with intimacy begins, which leads to divorce. Now, weight gain is what I feel also comes into communication as well. If you feel like your other partner is gaining weight and you're not attracted to them anymore, there's something going on, have a conversation with them. That's where communication comes in again. You have a sit down and say, can I have a moment of your time? Because apparently some guys, don't like it when a woman comes up to them and say, we need to talk. Then they know that, oh crap, something's about to go down. But I think the best thing to do is say, can I have a moment of your time? So we can discuss or have a talk. So it's very important to just say, you know what, you're gaining weight. What can we do about it? Can we start the gym? Can we work out together as couples and push each other to have a goal? Or we could go walking, we could diet, and because not everybody's able to exercise because of a different body index. So the best thing to do is to discuss it with your partner, rather than having to put them down and saying, you're getting fat, look at your breasts, they're saggy, look at your you're aging, you have wrinkles, you're fat, you're too skinny. That's not the best way to do it, because you're deadening and you're destroying their emotions, and that is really bad. It could affect that person. Even that person responds with anger and say, what are you talking about? It can really damage them. And that's where communication comes in again. You have a conversation with them and you tell them in love, because words are powerful. You need to watch the way you use them, because that's the problem when it comes to marriage. We don't know how to use our words sometimes. They're very, very powerful. A word can destroy a person and a word can make a person. So you have to make sure that you discuss it. So as that being said, I'm going to have to leave it there for now. I have exceeded my time limit again. I'm sorry. But I just wanted to expand on it so you get the grips and get the grasp of what I'm trying to say. Next week we will come back with the second part of the causes of divorces, because there's endless reasons. Even there are some reasons that that I haven't even written down. You know, there's so many causes of it, and that's why we need to think about marriage before going into it. Have a conversation with your fiancé, with your partner to be, and make sure that it is worth everything, because marriage can destroy you, and it can make you, it can affect your kids, your future generations. So you need to be very careful in order to go into it. So thank you ever so much for listening, and we will be back next week with the second reasons why what causes divorce. So thank you ever so much for listening, and do have a wonderful day.